Coming up, I mean, I played a little bit of short. I played catcher. Then I moved to the outfield, and I just kind of fell in love out there. I wasn't about the ball getting up on me that fast in the infield, you know, so I kind of found a home in the outfield. 9th grade, my coach, Larry Burrow, stuck me in the outfield, and I just fell in love with it from there.
Probably the best I've seen play baseball. I mean, we got one of the best baseball teams in the country here, but I feel like he could have been on that team standing out.
I've known K. Rich since I was about 7. He played for the Vikings, I played for the Cobras. We were like 2 rivals in the same neighborhood. You know, I've played him all the way up since then, you know. Played him in baseball, made him come out to baseball team in high school.
I played like little league baseball with him up in like, you know, 6 years old. I mean, I've been knowing him for that long, and he kind of encouraged me to do that. He was like, hey man, you probably should try this out too, because I mean, you're good and you could possibly do the same thing. You know, not a lot of us can go out there and play baseball or even want to. Everybody wants to play basketball or football. He just kind of showed you and, you know, people from where we're from what you could do playing baseball.
D'Vone was good enough to earn an offer from the Razorbacks, and in 2011, he was all set to join Dave Van Horn and the baseball team.
I think I got offered by the Hogs as a 10th grader. I want to say I signed my 11th grade year. I think he seen me in Greenland, actually right down the street. We were playing Greenland, and I hit a few home runs in summer ball, and he just kind of looked at me and was like, gave me the look. I think it was dead period. He didn't say anything to me, gave me the look. He was like that. Dead period had ended, and he called me. He was like, you want to be a Hog? This was when Coach Butler was here. He's like, you want to be a Hog? And I was like, for sure, you know. So I didn't waste any time doing that, you know. So I just kind of signed to the Hogs, you know. It's just weight off my shoulders, just kept playing ball.
But before he could get to campus, the Cleveland Indians came calling.
It was crazy, man. I about fainted, you know, when I heard my name called. You know, my mom was right there. Had a lot of family over that day, and it was just like, we'll start from the top. I mean, there were scouts coming to my practice, you know, and my coach comes to me one day, Jeremiah McClure, and he was just like, hey, dude, you about to get paid. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I come in my senior year to my first game, there's like 40 scouts there, and I asked my coach, like, who are these guys? And he's like, they're here for you, and I was like, whoa. You know, so it was kind of weird, and draft day was just, it was just crazy, you know. Heard my name called, and it was like, is this real? You know, I kind of looked at my mom and seen the look in her eyes, and it was just kind of like, oh, man, this is real. You know, I'm not dreaming, you know. It's just a dream come true. It was a big blessing.
D'Vone spent 4 years in the Indians' minor league system, but he was looking for something more, and that's when he decided to walk on as a wide receiver for the Razorbacks.
It wasn't fun for me anymore. You know, I never thought that would happen in a million years. You could have asked me that years ago, and I would have been like, no, I always play baseball. You know, it just kind of got boring to me, you know, I mean, I didn't waste any time when I got released. It was just like 3 weeks later, I was on campus up here. You know, I mean, this is just, it's way more fun, you know. I'm way more in the moment. You don't get to sit around. There's not as much downtime in football, and I think that's the biggest thing for me. Playing receiver was a lot more harder to learn that offensive side than the defense right now. You know, it was fun just, you know, having guys like Drew Morgan and Keon Hatcher and those guys, you know. They're older guys, they're closer to my age, you know. So, I mean, they welcomed me with open arms, you know. It was just kind of deep, you know. It was just like walking into that room, it's like, whoa, you know. So, I mean, it was fun. I liked Smitty a lot. Smitty made me fall in love with football, honestly. Liked him a whole bunch.
McClure would step away from the game last year, but after watching from the couch, he knew he was missing out. He decided to walk on again, this time on the defensive side of the ball. He impressed this coaching staff during the spring and fall camps, so much that Coach Morris awarded D'Vone with a scholarship in August.
You got to be ready for everything because these 3 guys have just been put on full scholarship.
Had he not had gotten this scholarship, he'd still be doing the same thing because he loves Arkansas. And it's great to have young men like that in your program that, you know, there's no question that they're playing for the love of the game.
D'Vone is playing the nickelback position alongside Kevin Richardson. He says the skills required are similar to those needed to play baseball.
Yeah, I kind of think it's a lot like playing outfield, honestly, you know, like those speed turns and breaking on balls and all that. I kind of think it correlates, you know. So, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't just new to me. Some of the stuff was new, like reading defense and all that, but, you know, a lot of people ask me how I hit the ground running. I mean, I just kind of felt like I was playing center field out there, you know.
I really like him. He reminds me of a young man that I coached years ago that's actually still playing. He was at hybrid outside backer, safety, athletic enough to cover, big body, can play over a tight end. But you're talking about a guy that's 24 years old, he's a grown man. You know, he's been in professional baseball before. He's signed a contract. You know, he's done a lot of things.
He knows what it's like to be a professional. He knows how to handle, you know, coaching. He knows how to handle managing his own diet, managing his own time, all that kind of stuff, because he's been there, he's done it. He knows what we're trying to get to. Everybody wants to go be a professional, but he already was. He brings that experience to, you know, everything that we do, whether it's in the weight room or, you know, speaking with a coach or even just taking coaching. He knows what it feels like to be a professional.
I just try to talk to him about, you know, I was put in situations, I had to grow up a little quicker than most people, 17 in pro ball. You know, I just try to tell him, like, don't take advantage of the opportunities you got, because you'll look back and you'll regret them. You know, you think it's not a big deal, but it's a big deal. Listen to these dudes getting ready to go to the league. I try to tell them, you're like, hey, dude, you need to be ready when you go in there. Like, don't waste any time, hit the ground running, you know. Because, I mean, when you're in there, and you're going to love it. Not a lot of dudes get that opportunity to go do that. You know, as I look back on the opportunities I got, it's like, whoa, dude, you did that? It's not that big of a deal to me, but when people tell me about it, it's like, dude, you came from playing baseball, now you play football. It's definitely a blessing. It's almost weird sometimes. I look back and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I've had a crazy life.